US testing on Mount Greylock. K1FFK. Nothing heard. KB1 VHS QSY to Mount Tom. Is this repeater available? This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. Nothing heard. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. Is there any further business for this repeater before we begin the Massachusetts Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service Net? This is Region 3 Station Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. Net control for tonight's Racy's Net. Operator's name is Dan. Personal call sign Kilo Bravo 1, Victor Whiskey, Quebec. Nothing heard. Now calling the MEMA Region 3 Racy's Net. Again, now calling the MEMA Region 3 Racy's Net. This net meets monthly on the first Monday of every month. If the first Monday is a legal holiday, the net will be moved to the second Monday of the month. This net meets on 146.490 simplex at 1845, 146910 at 1900, and 146.940 at 1930 hours local. The purpose of this net is to test communications capabilities between state and local governments as a training for amateur radio operators involved in Racy's, Aries, and any other emergency communications group. Before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic for this Racy's net? This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. Nothing heard at this time. Our first call for the evening will be EOC stations only. Again, first call EOC stations only. Please indicate your location, your name, your call sign, and if you have traffic for this net. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. This is Kilo Bravo 1, Romeo Bravo X-Ray. The name is Ken. At the
Agawam EOC, races for the town of Agawam on commercial power, generator and battery backup with no traffic. Good evening, Dan. Good evening to the net. Here is Kilo Bravo 1, Papa, Quebec, Zulu. Basel, Springfield EOC, operator, commercial power with battery and generator backup. No traffic. Good evening, Dan. Good evening to the net. This is K1II, Kilo 1, India. Name is Charlie. Southwick Races, commercial power, and Southwick EOC, no traffic. This is Kilo Bravo 1, Hotel Echo Mike, Dennis, Springfield EOC, commercial power, generator, and battery backup. Good evening to the net. This is Whiskey 1, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Name is Chuck. Agawam EOC, Agawam Races. We have commercial power with emergency backup. I have no traffic. Good evening. This is Kilo Alpha 1, Romeo Uniform Victor Julio, Springfield EOC, Springfield Races. Commercial power, generator backup, no traffic. Good evening to all. This is Kilo Bravo 1, India Victor Golf, Bob, Springfield EOC, commercial power, generator backup, no traffic. Good evening to the net. Here is Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Kilo Mike, Scott, Templeton EOC, commercial power, generator backup. Good evening, everyone. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie for the monthly Races call-up, recognizing the following EOCs and their stations. Kilo Bravo 1, Romeo Bravo X-Ray Ken, Agawam EOC. Kilo Bravo 1, Papa, Quebec Zulu, Basel, Springfield EOC. Kilo 1, India, Charlie, Southwick EOC. Kilo Bravo 1, Hotel Echo Mike, Dennis, Springfield EOC. Whiskey Charlie 1, Romeo Foxtrot, Chuck, Agawam EOC. Kilo Alpha 1, Romeo Uniform Victor Julio, Springfield EOC. Kilo Bravo 1, India Victor Golf, Bob, Springfield EOC. Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Kilo Mike, Scott, Templeton EOC. Thank you, stations and EOCs, for checking in. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie, net control for the Massachusetts Region 3 Races net. Any other Races station wishing to check in, please give your Races affiliation, name, and call sign. This is Whiskey 1, Tango, Dave, Hinsdale, Mass, EOC, commercial power, generator backup. This is Kilo Delta 2, Bravo Victor Alpha. Let's see, I am the Warren County Deputy Radio Officer, Races Deputy Radio Officer in upstate New York. No traffic for the net, commercial power, battery backup. Over. November 1, Echo Victor Echo, calling Southwick Races, battery powered, generator backup. Good morning and good evening to all. K1FFK. Kilo Bravo 1, Papa Hotel Whiskey. Name is Jim, representing Blanford Races, running battery power, no traffic. Good evening. Okay, we'll pause there. This is Whiskey Charlie 1 Mike Alpha Charlie recognizing the following races stations. Whiskey 1 Tango, 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 Dave. Kilo Delta 2 Bravo Victor Alpha, I believe, and I missed the name. Please acknowledge.
This is KD2BVA. The name is also David.
Recognizing David, Kilo Delta 2 Bravo Victor Alpha. Thank you, sir. Also recognizing November 1 Echo Victor Echo Pauline and Kilo Bravo 1 Papa Hotel Whiskey Jim. Now accepting additional racy stations. Any county, Western Mass, please call. Last call for any additional racy stations from any county in Western Massachusetts. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie, standing by.
Whiskey 1, Mike Oscar Romeo.
Whiskey 1, Mike Oscar Romeo, please continue.
Thank you, sir. Whiskey 1, Mike Oscar Romeo. Eric Southwick, races for the town of Westfield. Comm Specialist, Westfield Emergency Management. Aries Sky 1, Western Mass on battery power with commercial, solar, and generator reserve. Negative traffic, good evening.
Recognizing Whiskey 1, Mike Oscar Romeo, Eric Westfield Races. Thank you, sir, for checking in. Any traffic? Over.
Negative traffic, sir.
Receiving negative traffic. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. Net control for the Races, Region 3. Net, any Aries or any emergency communications group at this time? Wishing to check in to the net at this time, please give your name, your call sign, and your Aries or emergency group affiliations. Again, any Aries or emergency communications, please call now.
Here be November 1, Quebec Oscar Victor, N1 QOVOB. In Pittsfield, District Emergency Coordinator, Berkshire County. I am running commercial power. Commercial power, I have no traffic for the net. Over.
This is Kilo Bravo 1, Yankee Charlie Juliet, Kurt in Housatonic, Aries EC, Central Berkshire. I'm running commercial power, no traffic for the net. This is Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha Echo Oscar, Rich in Ludlow, Massachusetts, Aries and Skywarn for Western Mass. Running commercial power with battery backup. Good evening, Dan. Good evening to the net. No traffic. This is Whiskey Charlie 1, Mike Alpha Charlie. Recognizing the following stations. November 1, Quebec, Oscar, Victor, Obi. Kilo Bravo 1, Yankee, Charlie, Juliet, Kurt. And Kilo Charlie 1, Alpha, Echo, Oscar. Thank you, stations, for checking in. Any additional Aries or emergency communication station wishing to check in this time, please call now. Nothing heard. This has been the MEMA Region 3 Races Net, which meets regularly on the first Monday of the month, except when the first Monday is a legal holiday. Then the net is moved to the second Monday of the month. This net also meets during emergencies. The Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency would like to thank the trustees of this repeater system and its maintenance, and for those who checked in or stood by during this net. This is Whiskey Charlie local hours. 7-3, and good night. WC1MAC, now clear.